And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. Maui Jim Sunglasses, the choice of the best captains. Shimano Rods and Reels, fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app on the Mightier 1090. Pete Gray here with Rock God Rick Mexa in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup. Great guests, Rosie and Jeff Flowers from Cedros Sportfishing and La Bocana, and talking some fun fishing in Baja.
Man, this has been great. What a great place to talk about, great place to go. It's got me so fired up. And if you're feeling the same way and you want to join us, you want to talk to Rosie or talk to Jeff, give us a call at 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090. Not only are we talking fishing some of the best spots in Baja all day, we are also giving away a great prize, a handmade Anza fillet knife going out to one of our lucky callers at the end of the show today. Great opportunity. And don't forget, text that show, man. Lots of great texts coming through.
Great
Got a pile of them all ready to read, and keep them rolling. We're going to have a lot of fun.
And if we can't get to your text, don't feel insulted. We get a lot of texts.
We've got a bunch, dude.
Yeah, so we do the best we can, and same with the phone calls. Now, Fisherman's Landing Tackle has a sale, a Fred Hall sale. Since there's no Fred Hall, since this week would have been Fred Hall show in Long Beach, with no Fred Hall, you've got some stuff you want to sell.
We're doing it. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right. Doug and I were talking about it. It just doesn't feel right not being at the show. And if you want to know the truth, the reality is the better business move wouldn't be to do it. This is a huge tackle year. You know, the fishing clearly
is
good.
You're going to sell everything.
Bluefin are already biting. You're already going to sell everything. But it just doesn't feel right to not do it. So we're going to do it, you know, and it's going to be a full sale. It'll include, you know, many of our top reels, rods, clothing, jigs, floral, like all of the things that, you know, people have come to love, you know.
Like, give us an example.
We have those, we have our blank bins where we'll do blanks at, you know, that normally would be $50-$60 that we'll do for $20 for guys who want to buy blanks. We'll have discounts on all the rod components. We'll have
fluorocarbon, Seagar fluorocarbon?
For sure, Seagar fluorocarbon, clothing discount. I mean, we'll do everything that we will normally do, and it'll be over the weekend. It'll you know, next Saturday and Sunday in the store. We'll basically be highlighting a lot of the things over our social media, Instagram and Facebook and things like that, and we'll kind of list everything. But, I mean, it'll be all the things that you've come to love from Fred Hall type sales. We're going to be doing it next weekend.
All right, so Saturday and Sunday, next Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, in the shop. As soon as the shop opens, that's when the deals will start. And if you want more information, feel free to call down to the shop or just follow us on all the social media accounts, and we'll be blasting all the info out as the week rolls on.
Excellent. All right, well, phones are packed. Let's jump into it.
They are solidly packed. Everybody wants to talk to Rosie. How about this time we talk to Fred? Fred's calling us from out in Idaho this morning. What's up, Fred? Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for taking my call. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is really exciting. Rosie, I want to thank you for our interaction on Facebook. It's always been very, very uplifting. Cedros Sports Fishing is definitely on my bucket list, but there's a few questions I have to ask, and I'll do it real quick, so I'll put it all in one. Leader and fluorocarbon, what kind of poundage would you suggest to bring? Jigs and lead heads, how many? And the fish processing, is that included in your price?
Some great questions.
Go ahead, Jeff. You want to go for the leaders and the fluoro?
So as far as what I fish when I'm down there, and I fish mostly iron and plastics, is I use 80-pound Power Pro or Spectra, whatever you want to use. And generally, if we're fishing shallow water, I'm using a 60-pound monoliter. But just prefer to down there. It starts to get expensive when you're fishing shallow water. You start breaking off fluorocarbon and jigs. And then I'll use 60 on the lures in the shallow. If we're fishing a little bit deeper, I might drop down to 50 just because. But the inshore stuff, 3/8 lead head, half ounce, depending on the structure on the kelp. The Vallejos watermelon, Christmas tree colored swim baits that Corey makes it's a killer down there.
Oh, that Viejo is unbelievable.
That thing is nuts, man. I take 60, 70 with me, and I end up giving some to some of the other anglers that did not listen. When Ricky gets a supply in, he knows.
I always text Jeff like, "Hey, your color's in."
So you pick your favorite stuff, but I think you'll do fine there.
Yeah, and as far as the jigs go, I mean, when we're down there, it's blue and white, it's mint and white, mint, bird crap, 7Xs, 5Xs, Tatty 14As, something like that. But it's like, and if you don't feel comfortable taking a bunch down there, just take a few down there. If you want to add to the arsenal, again, Javier's got a new tackle shop down there that stocks all of this, and same with Mariani's got a tackle shop down there too. The fish processing we want to touch again on. Your fish comes back to the lodge. It is held in ice on the Ponga, and gets back to the fish processing facility. Fish are filleted, everything's table ready, put in about a pound and a half bags. They're all commercial grade, vacuum sealed, labeled per species, and then frozen. And, most of that gets to go on home with you.
There you go. Hey, thanks a lot for calling us from Idaho. You better book your trip.
Yes,
yeah, it's going to be fast.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for the
Fred.
call.
Hey, we got a great text. This one came through from Nick in San Marcos. The July Mission Bell Mafia trip to Cedros I was reading about, and they were fishing hard plastics with treble hooks that were swapped out for single hooks for fishing calicos instead of or versus using soft swim baits. What's Jeff's opinion on this? I'm sure both will produce, but what's your preference?
Personal preference when you're down there, just the different structures. I mean, if you're going to fish in tight to the kelp, I go with the weedless lead head with plastic. That's just what I like to fish.
The MC weedless.
Do you like I was going to say, do you like a weedless swim bait with like the Corey weedless bait with the weighted style hook, or do you like a traditional swim bait with a weed guard and a lead head?
Either way, it's just your own preference. You'd fish it the same way up here. Right. Yeah,
they'll eat it.
And they'll sometimes eat it so well you'll catch two on one jig.
Yes, it happens.
Yeah.
And you got a couple following.
Yeah,
and if you're fishing in a little bit deeper structure, the hard plastics work very well, and you just got to kind of read where you're at, what you're doing, what you're trying to accomplish.
Go ahead, please.
Rosie, there's been a lot of times on the trips where people want to troll too.
Absolutely.
And you catch a lot of big yellows on the troll, right?
You catch a big yellowtail, slow trolling a mackerel.
Yeah.
We've gone, actually, Stephanie Hada 2 years ago got a 52-pounder.
Jeez.
Or trolling hard baits like Rapala.
Or trolling hard baits, too. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I was just going to say a lot of that depends on the current that happens to be happening the day of, which isn't controlled by anything. And it seems that if the current is flowing well, that fish is real high up in the water column and very ready to bite, those MC weedless baits on like a Gamakatsu weighted hook, or those Colt Sniper jerk baits. Like we had really good fishing. In some areas when the current was really flowing and the kelp was laid down, they bit those hard jerk baits so great, and it was great because you don't burn through your tails as fast. Then when you would go into places where the current was slacked off, they might not be as high up in the water column, but that fish was biting real well, but it was all about a heavy lead head on a Viejo swim bait and let that thing like sink down, kind of vertical along the stalks, and you would catch them just as good, but they were much lower in the water column than they were up higher chasing baits around on the surface. But having a little bit of both of them probably wouldn't be a bad call.
Not a bad call.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call.
Yeah, how about we jump back in and talk to Mike? He's calling us from Torrance this morning. Good morning, Mike. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Great to be on. I'm just heading north. Just got off a day-and-a-half exploratory trip, which, just saying we're doing exploratory trips in February should say something.
Right.
So we ran south to where they've been seeing those big bluefin, and they're there. For sure they're there. It's a little bit like a Vegas show. They come up, they put on a show, and they leave. But, that's big bluefin. We didn't hook any, but we were patty hopping for yellowtail. I'm talking 12, 13, 15-pound yellowtail. Not only have I never gone patty hopping in February for yellowtail, I never even heard of anybody doing it before. And it's not like we got 5 or 10. We got almost 100 of those things.
Wow.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah. So the bluefin are on the way, but it was an insane amount of nice quality yellowtail out there. So something to really look forward to. And listening to Rosie talk about Cedros, I really get nostalgic. It is the best yellowtail place to fish in the world. I miss fishing there on the San Diego boats. And what's less talked about, and maybe you should keep it a secret, it's a great white sea bass island. And I miss that too.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely,
all right, guys. Well, that's my February report.
Nice job,
Hey,
Mike.
nice. Hey,
That's awesome.
great. You got out there on a day and a half trip, and any time now, water's going to warm up,
Big
and
time.
it's going to happen.
That's cool.
Yeah. Thanks for the report, Mike. Appreciate it very much.
All right, let's jump back into him and talk to Eric. He's calling us from Valley Center this morning. What's up, Eric? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
What's up, Eric?
Good morning.
I was just wondering, can you, on those, I forget, where's that other trip that you run?
La Bacana.
La Bacana, yeah. I've been down there many times a long time ago, but is there any way you can put that abalone in your ice chest to bring home?
That is something that you will talk to the co-op about. I'm sure that they will be happy to let you know if they can sell it to you, whether that be lobster or abalone. But there is also 2 or 3 little stores down there, and they have some items down there that I think, aren't they made at the co-op, like the smoked octopus and stuff like that are just fabulous. So there's lots of different seafoods down there. Jeff went to one of the stores.
Yeah, there's yellowtail that's smoked. There's stuff down there that's got flavors added to it. If you like jalapeno, the smoked octopus in a can is unbelievable. They've got oysters down there that are smoked. They've got yellowtail jerky. They have it with spices. They have a teriyaki peppered.
Cool.
It's just it's a cool
And also
place.
the best
Does that
flour
plane tow a
tortillas in the
trailer?
world.
Cedros.
That's
Cedros.
Cedros.
That's
That's
Cedros.
Cedros.
Oh, Cedro. Oh, he's talking La Bacana. Yeah.
La Bacana has homemade tortillas.
Oh, they do?
Also.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're right, though. That tortilla factory on Cedros Island is the best
bomb.
there is, period.
Yeah, that place is a gold
Yeah, we
mine.
come home with a grocery bag full of those things.
So both of these places, Cedros as well as La Bacana, have canneries there where they can.
Yeah, they both have co-ops.
Yeah.
Co-ops. And I think the one down in La Bacana is even more extensive than the one down.
Oh, really?
Only because they actually have more types of products. And they also, they cater to the people around them.
Yeah.
And
a lot of the
sell
abalone
things.
gets canned, I understand.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. So if they are, if you inquire, our host down there, Hector, Hector, can you ask the co-op if I can buy a few cans? Don't think it's cheap, okay, but I do believe that you may be able to purchase some.
That's cool.
All right, very good. Thanks a lot for the phone. Appreciate the phone call.
Thanks, Eric.
Thanks very much. Have a great text, and you want to text us? It's right on the Let's Talk Hookup app, and check us out. And this is from Brian in San Clemente, and he wants to know about more details on La Bacana price-wise.
Okay, so price-wise, so we're mainly doing 5-day trips down there. Again, the 5-day trips are just like the Cedros, where they are all inclusive. The 5-day trips are $22.50.
So around the same lines.
It's less expensive. It's a little better. Yeah. And then
Cedros is what for the 5-day?
For a 5-day trip is $24.50.
$24.50. Okay.
And then a 6-day trip at La Bacana is $24.50.
So on a 5-day trip, you're basically 4 nights.
4 nights, 3 days fishing.
3 days of fishing. On a 6-day trip, you're 5 nights and
4 days fishing.
4 days of
Correct.
fishing. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the better value is that 6 days.
Is always the 6th day.
Yeah.
Because most of the cost, quite honestly, as you guys know, is going to be in the flight down there.
So basically, you're saying you're fishing an extra day and you're staying an extra night for $200.
And eating.
And eating, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Eating lobster and abalone.
Wow.
And when I say you guys are eating lobster and abalone,
it was unbelievable.
No kidding.
Yeah. And I got to mention this, too, that, Hector, who is is an English speaker, communicates very well. He does a little education where he brings over a little live abalone and shows you what it looks like when they raise them, because they're farm raised up there as well. But the really neat thing is it's a fully stocked bar, and I can't emphasize that enough. And the margaritas
they have them all
fully stocked.
Oh man!
But that's not included.
No.
Yeah.
The alcohol's not included. But the thing is,
the access to it is.
Yes.
You get off of that boat. The tractor pulls you back in the afternoon. You can walk as you are into that bar, pop a frosty cold one, have a margarita made, and head back and do whatever you want in your bungalow, and then walk back over. They have a beautiful patio.
Oh, that sounds
on
so
the bar.
great.
It's fabulous.
So the price you quoted, $22.50 for the 5-day
trip,
includes the airfare, the lodging, the meals, the fishing,
the fish processing. Yes.
The only thing not included is your tip and alcohol.
Alcohol. Wow.
Exactly.
I'm in, man.
Good deal.
That sounds great.
Yeah. That's a great trip. All right. Very good. Let's jump back in the phones.
Phones are packed up. This time we're going to talk to Lonnie. Lonnie's calling us from San Diego this morning. What's up, Lonnie? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My question is, how's the weather like right now and in June?
Well, I'm not going to talk about the weather right now because I'm not down there.
Yeah.
And we don't really go down to either place right now. So we start our trips in Cedros at the end of May 30th. Which we do have spots open on that trip. And the weather, I would definitely say, in the mornings, you're going to need to bring a hoodie, a sweatshirt as you're heading out to go fishing. You're going to want to have that hoodie on. You might get a little spray off of the pongas. And then in the afternoons, it'll be warm. And then obviously at night, it's going to cool down again. But as you get into July, August, September, the weather definitely warms up. And, it's shorts in the evenings also. The weather, it can be in the 80s down there and maybe in the low 70s, high 60s at night.
It's pretty mild.
It is pretty mild.
Yeah.
Now,
and you have air conditioning in the rooms, but a lot of times you don't need it.
Yeah, a lot of times you don't need it. And it's like, and if you do need it in some of those, afternoons, when you come back from fishing, turn your air conditioner on. Then in the morning, you just turn it off again. But, the weather is pretty nice. If the wind happens to pick up on, the other side of the island, then the ponga captains will maybe fish down in the south part of the island.
That's the nice thing about Cedros is there's a lee side.
There's a lee side of the island. There's always a place to fish.
Yeah, if the wind's blowing on the other side, you've got a place to fish.
Exactly.
Still. You had another question, Lonnie?
Yeah. What's the website where I can go to?
Yeah, our website. Go ahead and check out Cedros, sportfishing.com. We are also on not only Facebook, but Instagram, Cedros Sportfishing BCM, and
we have it on our links page.
Yep, and La Bacana Sport Fishing.
Okay.
So on both of those. So it's like if you go through the Facebook pages with La Bacana, you'll see some of the meals that we had down there. It's just
spell La Bacana.
Okay, so La Bacana is 2 words, obviously L-A, and then B-O-C-A-N-A, La Bacana.
All right. I can tell Jeff's ready to go.
Yeah, Jeff's slobbering over here.
So much.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. I got a great text. This is a question for Rosie. It says, hi, Rosie. My dad's bucket list is to get down to Cedros. Unfortunately, he's not as mobile as he used to be after his double knee replacement. Is your property and operation pretty doable for him? He limps around most of the time. Unless he's on a big fish in the port corner, he has no problem running to the bow.
Oh, that's awesome. We have a couple of rooms that have stairs. We have a couple of rooms that don't have stairs. So obviously, yes, we will definitely make sure that he gets into a room that is perfect for him. As we get down to the pongas, there are steps that go down to the pongas, but there are ample amount of people there that can help you get in and out of the boats.
And it's only 6 steps or something.
Yeah, it's not like 6 steps.
If that.
I don't even know if it's that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's very, and the crew, when you mentioned it earlier, there was 13 people for the 12 guests.
Exactly.
Like, there are people grabbing your box for you and your bag for you, and if necessary, there'd be a guy on each arm helping you in or out of that boat.
You know, when you get onto
it.
the Pongas, your tackling gear, lunches, and your beer and water cooler is already on the Ponga. You're not taking it there.
Yeah.
While you're having breakfast, looking at the ocean at our lodge, our crew is already delivering all of your items to your Ponga. So basically, you know, you're just walking onto the boat. So, and they're like Ricky said, there's always somebody there to help. We had a gentleman that had a double knee replacement before he went about 5 years ago, Randy, and he had no issues.
That's great.
He had no issues. He said it was just fabulous. He was so concerned. He even took a wheelchair through the CBX. And was very concerned once he got to the island, and he said it was just fine. He said he was able to, go through everything well.
I'm glad.
Good text, good information.
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's go ahead and jump back on the phones.
You got it. How about we talk to Mark? Mark's on us from Santee this morning. What's up, Mark? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
How you doing this morning?
What's up, Mark?
You talked about the price to go down there and everything, but how much cash should you bring? And you can use credit cards down there?
I would say no to the credit cards. I would say yes to cash. And
you don't need pesos.
And you don't really even need pesos.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, people
US
stopped.
dollars are
Yeah,
fine.
people stopped taking pesos down there, quite honestly, a long time ago.
Yeah.
The only thing that you're going to really use your cash for, a couple of things, tipping your Ponga captains, tipping the crew. If you want to buy alcohol or little snacks T-shirts or hats or tortillas, stuff
There's
like that.
not a lot to buy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, I mean, I've got people taking down, I don't know, $600-700 at the most.
So what's a tip? How much do you tip?
Okay,
your
so
captain?
I'll be honest with you. I tip 20% of the tip. I take 20% of the cost of the trip, and when I go down to the Ponga each morning, I make sure I have $30 to $40 for my Ponga captain. $40 for the Ponga captain.
Per guy.
Per person on the Ponga. And then at the end of the trip, whatever money I have left over in my tip envelope, it goes to the crew, either the last night at dinner or the morning at breakfast.
The crew at the lodge.
The crew at the lodge.
Yeah.
You don't have to tip each person individually at the crew at the lodge. They share equally in the tips. And then again, like I said, the only other thing is tortillas, T-shirts, alcohol, that type of thing.
All right. Very good. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning.
All right. Hey, with that said, it's time to find out what's going on the water, and we're going to talk to your saltwater guide. Today, that report sponsored by Dana Landing on Mission Bay, your one-stop shop for everything you need to go fishing. A complete saltwater tackle shop, a full deli, Mexican and California licenses, trips and six-pack charters, and when it comes to freshwater tackle, check out East County Bait and Tackle, full of all the freshwater tackle and live bait that you need for a great day on the lake. Dana Landing is right across from SeaWorld, next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. And East County Bait and Tackle, they're at the end of the 67 freeway at Mapleview and Lakeside. Check DanaLanding.com. And let's talk to the man. Dave Hansen is on the line. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good morning, you guys. Good morning. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks, Dave.
Jeff, Rosie,
morning, Dave.
Pete, Rick. Dang, I missed getting pushed off the stage by you, Rosie. We should be up there.
You know what? As soon as I heard your name, I thought, I'm going to push you off the stage. And there you are. We're not there.
He couldn't get off. He was talking too much, and it was your turn.
Imagine
not
that.
Dave. Yeah, no way.
Not me.
He looks over and he's like,
me.
oh, dang. I'm done, huh? I was like, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, you're done. Get off there. Get the hook.
Yapped him off stage.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, gang, what a phenomenal week. I know, I think it was 3 weeks ago or something, Doug Kern and I were talking on the show, and we said that we'd be catching some bluefin in the local waters by the end of the month. Well, it happened. Brandon on his jet ski went out and caught a bluefin out just outside the 302 on Friday.
You're kidding me.
Yeah. Nope. My buddy Brandon, one of my clients. So it's here. It's ready. It's all ready. And then you listen to the guy that called in a few minutes ago about the kelp patty yellowtail. That stuff's in 59-degree water, guys.
Wow.
It's pretty insane. That just tells you there's so much fish that are just dying to go home with us that they don't care what the water temperature is. They want to go on your boat and go home with you. I can't even imagine what Cedros must look like right now, just corroded.
Imagine.
Nope. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing that there's so much fish. And the lobster fishing, Pete, is really, really good on the west end of Catalina right now. They're all in that spawn mode. They're up there in the shallows on the west end of the island. Oh. And then on the backside, there's lots of squid. I heard there's lots of squid on the front side. One of my clients was over there at Hen Rock last night. They were catching bonita, and all the bonita were puking up squid. So there's squid all over Catalina. Everything's set for just a phenomenal season. Tomorrow is the day that there's going to be a whole bunch of boats out there driving around. I think we're going to see all kinds of crazy stuff besides rockfish, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, I love fishing rockfish, but now we're going to have coverage. Everybody's coming off, getting their boats all painted up, and everybody's ready to go catch rockfish, and now you're going to have coverage everywhere. So next week, we probably are going to have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. Not like we don't ever have stuff to talk about, but next week's going to be incredible. And me not doing 3 seminars a day, I'm going to have plenty of extra words next week to talk.
Oh, imagine that, huh, Dave?
You and I aren't losing our voice this year.
Yeah.
Huh?
Dave, a loss for words? I don't think that will
never.
never
Going to be a thing we need to worry about.
Well, fishdope.com, they're never at a loss for words. They know where to put you on the fish, for sure. $20 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now. Lowercase, no space, Hookup Now. $20 off, a must-have, fishdope.com. And Dave, how do we find you?
Well, gang, you can look me up on the web at yoursaltwaterguide.com, YouTube, Your Saltwater Guide, Facebook, Your Saltwater Guide. I do a live show every Monday through Friday on Facebook and Instagram, and I will talk to you guys next Sunday, and I'll see everybody on Facebook and Instagram all week. Thanks for letting me be on the show, and I'll sit back and listen now. Thanks. Bye, Rosie and Jeff.
Thanks, Dave.
See you, buddy. Appreciate that report. Hey, Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hooks have been a top choice for most of the saltwater anglers. From the Nautilus Light, the regular Nautilus, or that new Nautilus HD. Now with the squid around, get that Gamakatsu 4 extra strong octopus hook. It's the choice of top white sea bass anglers. Stock up on Nautilus hooks and those octopus hooks at selected tackle stores, and maybe even find a deal on those things next weekend down at Fisherman's Landing.
Gamakatsu.
Sale. Just saying, that wouldn't be a bad time.
Landing tackle.
Wouldn't be a bad time to come down and stock up on a few. If you catch my drift. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great info with Rosie and Jeff. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
This is Captain Art Taylor of Searcher Sport Fishing. Celia and I would like to thank all of our great customers for helping celebrate Searcher's 50th anniversary. Our 2021 schedule is available now with more limited load trips. The Searcher has a great crew, fantastic food, a family atmosphere to make your fishing adventure complete. Book your trip online at searchersportfishing.com. That's searchersportfishing.com. Or call Celia at 619-226-2403.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hard-working crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Is wide open, and that is Point Loma Seafoods right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. I was down there the other day. Get this, fresh Alaskan king salmon.
Fresh.
That's awesome. Rosie's,
I smoked salmon last week, so it's like if we get some fresh.
Who smoked salmon?
Man. Yeah,
I made the brine.
But not only that, I mean, just like if you want to take some fish home, it's the case every day at Point Loma Seafood.
We did the same thing.
Unbelievable.
This week, Dal and I went down there and picked up fresh shrimp and fresh scallops and made like a pasta.
Oh.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It is the freshest thing in town. That's what they call it, and it just is. Everything they have is so killer, and it's so fresh. You just can't find a spot like Point Loma Seafood.
And if you don't want to cook it, let them cook it for you. And they have fantastic sushi and more. Point Loma Seafoods, right next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers. But Islander Charter is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips, as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. Check out Islander-Charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 1 1/2 to 5-day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit Islander-Charters.com for all the details.
Gotta love California in the summer. Just remember, COVID is still with us, so if you're going to the water, plan ahead, follow local public health guidelines, and make sure everyone wears a life jacket. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking Cedros, sport fishing, having a great time. If you want to get through, it's been a super busy morning on the phone, but we have a great opportunity right now. Give us a call at 213-432-1090.
Yeah, get on through. Have a chance to talk to Rosie and Jeff about La Bocana or Cedros sport fishing. Again, I want to mention the trip was sold out, but there was a couple spots open that July 5 through 9.
July 5th through 9.
Prime time.
Perfect.
If you want to go, there's 2 spots open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
They're still
Well,
there.
I forgot my phone, so I can't see someone's texting me, put me on the trip. But as soon as I go home, I will check in order. Whoever is called first to get on those trips, I promise you'll be on it.
That's awesome. Well, hey, the phones are packed up. Everybody excited to talk to you again if you want to get your spot. 213-432-1090. But also the text. Lots of great texts, including this one from Mike and Gardena. Hey, this is maybe a question for Rosie. What is the comfort factor for a woman who wants to ride in the Ponga? Are there heads on board, or are you close enough for them to go to the bathroom?
So there are not heads on board, but there are
buckets,
porta potty buckets, even with little seats if you want them, whatever. So, which is, for me, I'm okay with it. I know Dallas is just fine with it. My BFF Rachel is good with it. It depends on the comfort level of your girlfriend, wife, mother, sister, whatever. But it is definitely, there is something on board for them to go. So,
that's a perfect way of saying it. And like I said, Dallas was on the boat the whole time, fish full days, and everyone. It's just fine. Is it a super fancy boat and a super fancy bathroom? It's not, but perfectly accommodating and no issues.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Curtin Mo Valley has a text too. It's a good question. Can he fish from shore, Jeff?
Yes.
So when you don't get enough when you're out there for 8 hours on the boat, you want to fish from shore. There's how many stairs?
99 steps.
99 steps down to the beach.
If you have short legs like me, it might be 100. But beach fishing is fantastic. Just take your inshore bass rod and a little plastic, maybe like a fanny pack or something, little backpack if you want to bring it with some plastics in it. And there's a trail you can walk north. I've been as far up as about 2 miles, mile and a half, 2 miles, and fish along the way.
And you can catch a lot of stuff.
Oh, you catch everything.
Catch a yellow.
You can catch yellowtail.
Oh, yeah, you can catch yellowtail from shore.
So, if you were real hardcore, you wanted to take your jig stick up that walk, you probably could do it and probably get one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can fish 24 hours a day if you want.
If you wanted to, absolutely.
And that's at Cedros, getting down the steps. Now, at La Bocana, if you haven't had your fill, when you get back, you can have your cocktail and then grab a little snack, and then literally, if it's high tide, the water line from the bungalows is probably 80 feet at the most.
Wow.
And you fish from the shore, and you can catch spotties, you catch halibut, you catch little grouper. Some of them, we caught a couple that were 6-7 pounds. Everything's hook and release in the estuary, but and very kid friendly. There's a lot of people down there that fish that are locals, but if you don't get enough on the boat and you feel like you still got some energy, absolutely.
Well, speaking of that, this was a text from Russell. Says, hey, how long are the normal fishing days? Like, how long are you on the boat?
Okay, so Cedros, we talked to Javier again last night, and he says that we thought they were going to change the hours, but they have not. So it looks like, Cedros is going to be 6 in the morning to about 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
Ooh, long day.
Long day. I'll be honest with you, by 3 o'clock, we're back and we're having cocktails and enjoying our
And that's
afternoon.
the thing, though. If your partner fishing with you, there's 2 people per boat. Is it 2 people per boat?
At
3 people.
Cedros, it's 3 people, per boat, but you do have the option of fishing 2 per ponga, and that is one thing.
Pay a
that
little extra.
Pay a little bit extra because I just need to lease another ponga.
Yeah. So if your 3 people on your boat are in agreement, we're done. Let's go home.
Yeah.
You can go home at noon or 11 o'clock if you want.
I would bet the towel gets thrown in more commonly than the burning of the midnight oil.
I agree.
Especially when those big yellows are biting. Like you'll see so many guys will go out and crush the big yellowtail in the morning and get tired and then start doing a bunch of bass fishing. And then maybe when they're done with bass fishing, they go back to yellowtail fishing. Guys pull on 3 or 4 more and you hear it all the time. Like, just take us back. We're done. I got nothing. I got nothing left. You want to take this? I don't want to take that one. You take it. And then next thing you know, the boats come back in for some cold ones.
I'll be honest with you, of the 468 people a year that go down to Cedros, I can count less on one hand. I probably have 2 or 3 groups of guys, 3 guys each in a ponga, that stay out till the bitter end. Luke Person.
Of course. Yeah.
But other than that, it's like for the most time, they're in by 3 o'clock and they're wanting their appetizers and chill out on the upper deck with the most amazing view ever and just shoot with your friends.
Yeah. Great.
That's
awesome. So you had also a opportunity to wish happy birthday to a friend.
You know what?
Right?
We have a friend, a good friend of Let's Talk Hookup, and a friend and customer of mine for over 12 years. A happy 77th birthday to Ed.
Happy birthday, Ed.
And
Ed likes to go to Cedros?
Ed is, I believe, on your June trip to Cedros.
July trip.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
June trip. Yeah, July trip. I believe. He's one of the 2.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Good
it's
old
77.
77.
Good for you, Ed.
Happy
birthday, Ed.
All right, happy birthday.
So.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and jump back on the phone.
You got it, buddy. They're packed up. If you want to get your spot, it's 213-432-1090. Let's talk to Mo, calling us from Vista this morning. Hi, Mo. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Rose.
Good morning, Mo.
Your trips to La Bacana, how many people go on a boat? And you get your dinners, lunch, and breakfast there as well?
Yeah, so at La Bacana, we have 3 anglers per ponga.
Same as Cedros.
Same as Cedros. You do have the option to do 2, and we can always work that out. And yes, before you get on the ponga in the morning, you will have breakfast provided. They will put lunch on the boat for you. And in the afternoon, to fault, they give you such a large appetizer that by the time dinner comes around, you're like, yeah, I'm going to eat that too, though, because it looks so good. And you definitely go to bed full. A lot of seafood down there. That is one thing that we had people at Cedros like, we want lots of seafood. Well, La Bocana, they're like a seafood capital right there. I got to tell you, it's like, when I went down there to check it out, the cook, they want to impress you. And he brought me out this seafood tostada that I thought was for the group to share because it was that big. No, everybody got one.
Wow.
That's cool.
It was unbelievable. And then a scalloped taco and an abalone appetizer that was just pristine.
Now, what if you don't like seafood? Hard to believe, but
they have other things down there.
Yeah.
Actually, David makes an amazing, believe it or not, burger.
Yeah.
The hamburger.
Jeff said it a couple times, like the best burger you've ever had.
Yeah, French fries burger. There's other stuff that they make, and it's a fairly good sized town.
Yeah.
I think there's 3,000 people.
Oh wow. Okay.
Right in that general area.
And then on Cedros, do you still do the giant steak at the end of the trip?
Steak and potato last night of the trip.
Yeah.
Steak and potato.
Carne asada kickoff night?
Always carne asada
so
the first night. Is that the best carne asada ever?
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
They know how to cook.
So, and if there is an opportunity, because a lot of people ask, there is a lobster and abalone co-op on Cedros. If it is lobster season and we have the chance to get you guys lobster, we will always do our best to have lobster.
That sounds awesome.
Mo, you're not going to go hungry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you're not gonna go
Either place. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, I got a great text. This one kind of bordering on the last one. This is for Jeff and Rosie. Sounds like Cedros Island's a lot of fun, and I'm really considering taking my wife. Can you tell me if there are any special amenities that my wife might enjoy besides fishing? Also, can you talk about the size of the pongas, and which we did cover how many people per ponga? That was from Todd in Costa Mesa.
Okay, Todd. So as far as your wife coming on down, there's not a spa down there. There is not a shopping mall.
There's a masseuse.
There's a masseuse. There is a masseuse, and it's a quaint little island. If Sheila wants to bring down some wonderful books, we have a beautiful upper deck where she can sit out and look at the ocean. Maybe do some morning fishing if she wants to do some morning fishing, and then maybe come back to the lodge in the afternoon and spend some time reading a book or a magazine.
You can go shopping in town, which would take about 10 minutes.
10 minutes, absolutely. The size of the pongas. All of our pongas are super pongas. So they're 27 to 32 feet. 32 feet is our largest ponga.
Big pongas.
Big pongas. Normal people think, when they think of pongas, they think of the normal ponga, 22, 25 feet. No, these are all super pongas. So 3 people fishing on a ponga is fine. Now, our super duper pongas, we have 2 of them. Javier's is 32, and I think Lalo's is now 30. But Javier, the bow
huge.
Of Javier's ponga, we had 4 people on that bow, all throwing surface iron, not a tangle.
Yeah, it's giant.
Wow. It's giant. It is giant.
All right, so I have to ask.
Yes.
Because I know, but I want our listeners to know. There are other lodges on Cedros, and sometimes they're a little bit cheaper. But don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled. Please don't be fooled.
Read the fine print.
Yeah. You know what, you guys...
Remember what Rosie just said, 27 to 32-foot pongas?
Yeah.
First of all, quality of the captains, quality of the boats, quality of the lodging, quality of the lodging, everything.
The fish processing. And not only that, you guys, what we've talked about here since, Rosie coming to Cedros Sport Fishing is the CBX. The holding of your hand through the CBX. We have a concierge service in the Tijuana International Airport. So once you leave me, there's a 390-foot sky bridge. And I like to kind of refer to that as going into bumper cars. You can go into a bumper car game. You can bounce off of each other and you can bounce off the walls, but you can't get off the ride until the ride is over. Okay? You cannot get lost. Luke would always say, a deaf, dumb, blind person can make it all the way across the border, not get lost.
Yes.
Okay, and then once you get in the Tijuana International Airport, our concierge service scoops you up over there and they hand deliver you to the aircraft.
Wow.
It's so easy. You don't do your paperwork. The other lodge, they tell you to go to this website to do your FMM visa. Hopefully you've done it right, because if you haven't, you're going to get stopped. They tell you to, hey, go to this website to get a fishing license. I do all that for you. I do your fishing license, your visa, your CBX, Cross-Border Express pass. I do your health questionnaire. I do your boarding pass for the aircraft. You have everything. Once you meet with me in the morning, you've got it all. And when you come back, I take care of you on the way back too.
There you go.
That sounds awesome.
I do not leave the airport until your aircraft is in the air.
Just in case.
Just in case.
All right.
Just in case.
That's
Very
awesome.
good.
Hey, well, we had another great text come through. This one was from Dave in Mission Viejo. I'm crazy about catching white sea bass. What's my better location, Cedros or La Bocana?
I'm going to say Cedros.
Yeah, it's going to be Cedros.
Absolutely. Cedros is the one.
And what time of the year?
Well,
June?
You know what, you guys?
We've seen pictures, really, really good pictures. I don't know.
October, I had guys that were going from the north point of Cedros, heading over to Bonitos. In the middle, caught 3 white sea bass heading over there.
Like just a big shallow on the way over to the island?
Just for catching white sea bass. I think I posted that as one of my pictures leading up to this show this last week. So it's so hard. It's so hard to say. But June, July have produced some nice sweet sea bass. But then again, I've had some in September and October, and wahoo too, in September, October.
With that said, don't sleep on La Bocana. There's for sure a sea bass fishery down there as well. So I mean, that's not to say that you wouldn't catch it down there. That was Dell's thing.
Oh yeah, go down there
again.
Yeah. All right, jump in the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy.
We're running out of time here. We got to get to it.
James in Oceanside is up next here on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, James? Thanks for calling.
Hey, everybody. That's a great show. I'm sorry I missed the first maybe half hour of the program, and all I can do is just echo what Rosie just said about her level of service from front to start. I was there in October of 2019 and with my brother, and he got his first yellowtail albert on the first day that we arrived in the afternoon. It was a 30-pounder.
Yep.
Nice.
I remember this. I remember this
a really
completely, yes.
Bonding, life-changing experience when Rosie puts your picture on her website and says, "Here's Chuck's first yellowtail. It's a 30-pounder." It's a great experience, and I happen to have maybe one more fillet, I think, in my freezer from that year, and it's all been perfect quality fish in all that time. And I just can't echo enough all the things they have to say about the quality of that resort. I can't wait to do the La Bocana thing.
Well, if you've only got
I just want to say thank you, and
it's time for you to go
and
fishing
as far as amenities for the ladies go, we happen to be paired up with a gal, because it was two of us, my brother and I, and we got paired up with a gal, and all she did was she say, "Hey guys, I have to take a potty break, do you mind?" And we go up to the bow and cast surface irons while she sat in the back and did her thing, and then we were ready to go and start trolling again. And it's all very cool. It all really depends on the person and what their level of comfort is in a group situation. And she was just awesome. She was a great partner. Anyway, thank you very much.
Perfect.
Very good. Thanks a lot for the call. Great text from our buddy Eric Sheets.
Oh,
see that
Eric.
one?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Eric's on the Let's Talk Hookup trip.
Yes. And so he says, "Oh no, flip-flop, cell phone, at least you got the rod and reel."
Exactly.
And you can send it to him to fix it up, right?
Exactly.
But Jeff not being able to come to Cedros was one of the hardest parts of COVID time. And Eric says he and his dad, of course, the world-famous Cal Sheets, are looking forward to coming on the Let's Talk Hookup trip in August.
Yes, they are.
That's
awesome.
So that's nice to hear that from you, Eric, and Eric would know.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and sneak one more quick one in.
How
Rick.
about a quick one from Doug in Montebello? Doug, you got a quick question for us? Looks like we might have lost Doug. Well, then how about a quick one from Hills in Ventura? Hills, you got a real quick question?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
That price for hi, Rosie. La Bocana, I wanted to go there. Since hearing Gary Graham talking about Del Marsh and Variety and El Estero and, just above Guerrero Negro. Anyways, I would like to ask to clarify the airfare. Is that included, or we buy our airfare? Because what a great price for that.
Okay, Hills, that is all included.
And what about the CBX pass?
That's all included.
It's all part of it.
Yeah, so that 5-day trip to La Bocana is $22.50, and the airfare is included. We just need to get you down to the CBX in Otay Mesa, California.
And you can park your car right there for $12 a day, is it?
I think it's 15 now.
Is it 15?
But it's like,
in the U.S., on our side, everything
it's
regular.
secured parking.
You're right.
It's secured parking. But, that is all included.
Yeah.
Go get them, Hills. You're going to have a great time.
It's really cool. Hey, thanks a lot. Appreciate the call this morning. A text question came through about the Fisherman's Landing tackle sale next Saturday and Sunday. Is this sale offered online?
It'll be in the shop. So
in the shop only.
Yeah, got to come on down and get in on the fun. It'll be all day Saturday, all day Sunday when we open the doors till we close them. But it'll be in the shop. And
what if somebody comes in Wednesday or Thursday and wants the deal?
I think it's going to be a Saturday and Sunday thing. But we're going to take it and play it and see how it goes. So,
okay.
But like I said, it's in the progress, and we'll be able to put a lot more details up on the social media as we go along. You never know. Maybe you can twist Doug's arm just right.
You never know.
Yeah. Sometimes I've seen him be persuaded before. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More great information, including finding out who's got themselves a brand new Anza fillet knife. More Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and the mightier 1090.
This is Pete, and I hear it all the time. That Jim and Mary at Poway Valley Collision are amazing. I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, mentioned Let's Talk Hookup, and they gave us VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. At some point, your car will need a body repair, and I'm confident in saying it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your next car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. When you take your car or truck to Poway Valley Collision, the job and experience will be top-notch. Get it fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest it's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
It's Yamaha's The Power of Reliability sales event. For limited time, eligible select new 2.5 to 350 horsepower four-strokes come with up to $1,500 in dealer credit or 2 years of Yamaha extended warranty protection. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offering March 2nd, 2021. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service contract added to Yamaha factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Here's the hot tip on the best fishing LA has to offer. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. They are home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnight on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and three-quarter-day trips on the Sea Angler. For your own private charter, we have the Outrider and Trueline available. There's always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or on the web at 22ndstreet.com.
Here we go.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, the big winner of a brand new custom handmade Anza fillet knife going to Mike from Torrance. Mike, congratulations. So you're going to need that new knife cutting up all those yellowtail from your
Yeah. I was just saying that my wife and I were up in Los Olivos up north of Santa Barbara, and the Mightier 1090 loud and clear.
I love it.
Gotta love that. It's such a great signal. So great to be on the Mightier 1090 for sure. And sure want to thank Rosie and Jeff and all the great stuff that you do. And coming back, I mean, everybody is ready.
We're over ready.
Yeah,
we're
over
so
ready. Yeah. And so if somebody wants to book a trip to La Bocana or to Cedros sport fishing, how do we do that?
Give me a call. I like to talk to you guys. I like to see what your thoughts are. So give me a call. Phone number is 619-772-7570. Our webpage is cedrosportfishing.com, and we have Facebook pages and Instagram pages, Cedros Sport Fishing BCM and La Bocana.
Yeah, and so there's going to be a La Bocana website eventually?
The schedule is done. There looks like there might either be a drop-down schedule on our Cedros one or a different one, but we'll have it hopefully dialed here within the next week or so.
And there's spots available?
Lots of spots available at La Bocana, guys. Let's go.
Okay, and that starts in August?
August 15th will be our first trip.
And then what about Cedros? Spots here and there?
I got spots here and there, and if you look at the schedule closely, you're going to see there's a couple of trips that might be missing on there. There might be a 16 but not a 17, and I'm waiting for the charter master to tell me, open up those 4 spots or something like that.
Like Benny Florentino has a thing, it's sold out. Like Corey has a thing, it's sold out.
Right.
So what's it tell you when those guys are going? It's a place you want to go.
You got it.
Thanks, Rosie and Jeff. Appreciate that. Thank you to Andrew for all he does on the phones and the board, and of course Adam, our main man who created the text as well as does a great job on our Let's Talk Hookup app. Thank you, Adam. them. And we will be back next Saturday and Sunday. Brian, Ray, and Lori from the American Angler. How about that? The whole crew going to be here. And then next Sunday, Sean Sebring from Fisherman's Processing will be here. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week right back here on the Mightier 1090 and the Let's Talk Hookup app.